Preston Justice here, your friendly local commentator and host of Friday Nights at Oakland Museum of California. Welcome one and all to the initial offering of a virtual edition of Friday Nights. And it's been a while, you know, we are approaching 100 days now since we were last able to come together on campus and do what we do on Fridays. So off top, I just wanna send my heart out to everybody, and I hope that you all are in good health and in good spirits as you receive this message, and you know, just recognizing all of the challenges that have come with this period of our lives. We're all survivors at this point of the first few months of this game-changing pandemic, global pandemic, and the virus has devastated lives and ended lives. And for all those who have loved ones who have lost their lives to COVID-19, there's nothing I can really say other than to tell you that I love you, and I'm hoping that y'all are all doing your best in this time, as we all are. You know, and we're living beings, and so we are made to adjust and to adapt and to grow, and that's a big part of what we're here for. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm used to speaking to you all, you know, live and with your presence beaming upon me, and that's really what supports a lot of the work that I do on Fridays. So, you know, we're working it out to ground the offering that we've put together for you here. I just wanted to bring into the space the essential ingredients and really the spirit of Friday Nights at OMCA as I have come to understand it, and those are kindness and generosity and appreciation for the arts and incredible artistry. You know, much love to every musician who has ever touched what we call the Go Local stage, and all of the dance instructors, all of the DJs. It has been an incredible privilege for us as the Oakland Museum over the last 8 years to have been able to hold space for the artists. And of course, we do it all for the people. We do it all for the community, and we love you. And so thank you to everybody who has supported the event over the years. And if you've never been, rest assured, we will be back in due time. You know, we're all, again, trying to figure out what this all means and how we can continue to do the things that we do within the current realities, and a lot of people working hard to figure out how we're gonna come out on the other side. And I know that y'all are doing that as well. So if you have been to a Friday Nights at OMCA, then you know how I like to do, and we just begin with appreciation and gratitude, you know, giving thanks for everything, all of our lives and the experiences that come within are valuable, and are opportunities for growth and for learning. And so let us begin. This is quite a time in all of our lives, and it's, I think, as everything happens right on time, I think it's very fitting that we released this video on June 19th, which for over 150 years has been recognized as Juneteenth. And you know, we're coming into the summer season, into the solstice season, and the days are long, and you know, we're I think we're all ready to get back outside and to, you know, to embrace our people. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to be with you today and to you know, as we present this Juneteenth program of Friday nights. You know, we're very fortunate in Oakland to have amazing musicians, artists, and dancers, and DJs, and storytellers, and activists. And we have some of our finest here with us, joining us within this package. So we hope that you can stick around and enjoy the show for what it is. I can share with you that as you know, as a young man, as a boy growing up, I was aware of Juneteenth, but I never had a great understanding of what it was and why we celebrate it. And it's just been in this last week, as I've been doing more research to understand what the original day is commemorating and the ways that it has been celebrated in the years since, and the reasons why it's important that we celebrate it. So we hope that if you don't have the awareness, that you know, we can learn some things. That's part of what we do on Friday nights as well. So June 19th in the year of 1865 is marked as the emancipation of the last of the remaining Blacks being held in bondage and enslaved. That is, the date itself is in commemoration of the decree made in the state of Texas that all previously enslaved people were to be recognized as free men and women. And I was not there, obviously, at the time, but as I can only imagine, it must have been a very amazing moment for everybody who had been in bondage. And if you've ever been to a Black celebration, then you know how we get down. And this is with music, and this is with dance, and this is with all of the glorious expressions of ourselves. And you know, food and storytelling and all of everything that makes up the wonderful culture of Black folks, which comes directly from the motherland. And as the years have passed, every year we celebrate. Every year is another opportunity to take stock of where we are, where we've been, and where we are going. And I think that this is a really critical piece of where we are now. Because if we don't know where we've been, and we don't have an awareness of what has come to bring us to this point, then we're in no position to proceed. And we got a lot of work to do. So my hope is that this period right now, if we're so privileged to have the space to do so, and we're all taking inventory, and we're all being really honest with ourselves, and digging in to some of this work that we have to do. It's difficult for a lot of people to discuss race in the United States of America, and I think that this is directly because of the horrendous reality that is the story of the United States of America. And I think it's important that we call it what it is. You know, it's built upon theft and the grandest of larceny, the stealing of bodies and of lives, and you know, rape and murder. And that is, you know, coming, you know, parallel and in the aftermath of genocide of peoples, real people, beautiful people who lived on these lands. before the celebrated pioneers and colonizers came and took. And while slavery was officially abolished in the 1860s, all you have to do is look around and see what's going on in this country. And it's really overwhelming. And we're no longer able to take a blind eye to what has been happening and continues to happen. And it's not all right for people who have been given the authority by the state to end our lives. And I think that if we are really and honestly wanting everything that comes with the acknowledgement that Black Lives Matter, it's essential that we also take that next step and acknowledge that some of the freedoms or privileges, if you will, of white people need to go away immediately and without hesitation. That original freedom, which was taken by taking our lives and using them for profit, for your profit, has never been resolved. And the current freedom for people to call the police on Black people and brown people and immigrants without really understanding the implications and what that means, that's no longer acceptable. And I don't have the answers. I don't know. I don't know. But I did want to introduce a quote from our dear Toni Morrison, who says, "Racism will disappear when it's no longer profitable and no longer psychologically useful. When that happens, it will be gone. But at the moment, people make a lot of money off of it. And that's the truth, as far as I can see it." I also quickly wanted to introduce, before we jump into the program at large with, again, so many amazing artists, I wanted to introduce one of my favorite rap songs. The great Boots Riley came with the line, "I got a mirror in my pocket and I practice looking hard." And our brother Earl, E40, as we do, as we have always done, Black people, we learn how to source things and utilize them. So he took the hook and he made it into a song, and one of his lines is, "And then you wonder why I'm stubborn, forever looking hard. I've been scarred." And if you recall that music video, legendary music video, Brother Pac was sitting on the bleachers, and he, in another song that I just heard this morning, he says, "It takes skill to be real. Time to heal each other." It's time. It's time, folks. So I know we've done a lot of healing, and let the healing proceed, and let's do whatever we can to accelerate it and expedite it for us all. Much love to the family. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for listening to my words to start the program. And it's an honor, as always, for me to work with this woman that I'm getting ready to introduce. I know a lot of you have been missing her and what she brings to the dance floors of Oakland and the Bay Area and beyond. The fabulous DJ Nina Soul is going to join us on the screen right now. How are you doing today, Nina?
Doing good, doing great. How are you?
I'm alive. I'm blessed.
That's what's up.
So Nina has prepared a very brief a selection of songs that she's going to put together for us right in this moment. And I'm also very honored as part of this portion of the presentation. We will be able to show the works of our friend Amir Abdul-Shakur, who is, like myself, a Bay Area person, raised in Oakland. He attended the Oakland public schools, and he's a young photographer in the game. He's going to share with us in this package a number of photos taken at the recent demonstrations and protests in the streets of Oakland. And he tells me that his work is about a culmination of Black joy and representation of Black life in Oakland. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Nina. Let's give you the space to do what you do.
Thank you. Let's go.
Gifted and black. And that's a fact. Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, Like a sound you hear. But you can't forget from sundown to sunset. Nah. It's all in there, you hear it everywhere. No matter what you do, it's gonna grab California soul.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
All the dreams inside of you. Okay. And don't stop achieving, yeah. Let God's love shine on through. And with no conditions, always with us. No excuses, just keep on moving. Like faith, we can't get there, be patient.
You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out the bid during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Mendel Rivers to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Shape of Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner. The revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on reports from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he had been saving for just the right occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so goddamn relevant, and women will not care if Dick Vandy screwed Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news, and no pictures of Harry-armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, or Engelbert Humperdinck. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised. Will not be televised. Not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brother. The revolution will be live.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
What's going on? 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 Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Yeah. Some people say we got a lot of malice. Some say it's a lot of love. But I say we won't quit moving until we get what we deserve. We've been viewed and we've been scorned. We've been treated bad, talked about as sure as you moan. But just as sure as it takes 2 eyes to make a pair, brother, we can't quit until we get our share. Say it loud. Say it loud. One more time. Say it loud. I worked on jobs with my feet in my hand. You know, all the work I did was for the other man. But now we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud.
Hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up to your destination. Though you may find from time to time complications, yeah. Bite your lip and take a trip world's ahead and you cannot slip. Just move on up and peace you'll find. Into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. Hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up, oh yeah, and keep on wishing. Remember your dreams, your only schemes, so keep on pushing. Oh yeah, hey. Oh, keep on pushing. Hey. Ooh yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Can't see that, that is your problem. You probably need to get your specs checked out. Give it up for Nina Soul, everybody. Clap your hands inside of your living rooms. I see you snapping over there, Nina. We got to give some love also to Amir, the photographer, for those beautiful, beautiful images. That was really powerful. I don't know, Nina, were you able, as you were mixing, to also see the photography at all?
Oh yeah, they were incredibly powerful. I was getting emotional at one point. I was like, it's like full circle, you know, the sounds of the 60s and the 70s and the struggle then and the struggle now, and seeing all these beautiful Black faces that still have that hope and that drive to fight for our collective justice and our collective freedom. So it was extremely profound. It was such an honor to soundtrack that.
You know, the privilege is all of ours. Nina, as many of, as I don't need to say, she has been holding it up for us for many years. And, you know, in the slideshow that we just experienced, if you have been in Oakland, then you recognize the family, because we're out here and we're strong. And it's hard to live in the Bay Area for a lot of reasons, but we're out here. And when it comes time to show up, we're going to show up. So, Nina, I wanted to ask you before, you know, that was such a short set, and I know folks want more from you. We're missing you. Just tell the people real quick, what are you working on these days? How can folks be in touch? What's happening with Nina Soul?
Yeah, thank you. I'm kind of, you know, not totally used to this live streaming reality, but we're trying to make it do what it do. And so still keeping some of my events live. Elements, which happens every third Saturday. We're doing that virtually. So we'll be live streaming, myself and Patrick Wilson. That's this Saturday. And you can go to my Facebook or my Instagram at DJ Nina Soul, SOL, Source of Light. To find out all the information and the details, but I'm around. You'll find me. I'm definitely out here doing the live stream thing.
Well, as Brother Gil Scott said, the revolution will not be televised, and it most certainly will not be in any Zoom rooms. It's going to start in our hearts and in our living rooms and in our kitchens. And when it comes time, we take it to the streets, and we've done it time and again. And the music is, and the art and the, you know, imagery is definitely a big part of it. So one more time, fam, y'all got to give a big round of applause, even though she might not hear you. She could feel you. Give it up for Nina Soul. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, one more time, much love to Nina Soul and all of her glorious beauty and all the wealth of musical knowledge that she carries with her. And folks might not know she has a whole other life where she's doing amazing work outside of her DJ career. So thank you to Nina. We have to give another big shout and, you know, appreciation for all of the people who took to the streets and continue to take to the streets. And yes, we do understand that we are putting our health and our lives at jeopardy in doing so. And it's no time. We have no time to be quiet. We have no time to not let it be understood very clearly to everyone that we are serious about this, and we're not waiting any longer. The work of Amir, our friend Amir Abdul-Shakur, speaks for itself. If you would like to check out more of his work, please take a look. Amir the Photographer is his handle. You can find him online, and in due time we will be seeing him. We will be seeing him live and in person. So we're going to transition into this next period. And at the event Friday nights at the Oakland Museum of California, on the early end of the night, say between 5:30 and 6, DJs playing. We got a lot of families on the scene, people arriving, getting their food. Shouts out to Off the Grid for, supporting the event over all of these years by setting up the food trucks. And the dance floor is pivotal. And the people who open the dance floor at our event generally are little kids. And they make my job really easy, because once you see a 5-year-old who is liberated and is working it out, can't be mad at that. It makes you feel at home. So, much love to all the families of the Bay Area and everybody who is doing the work of parenting. And I know that, so I don't have kids myself, but I have a lot of friends who are working right now and, spending time with their youth. And those are both full-time jobs, more than full-time jobs. So I say all that because we have a brother on staff. He's actually the person running the controls of this video right now. His name is Johwell St-Cilien, and you'll have to excuse me, Joel, for butchering your name. I don't speak French. He's a beautiful man, and he's a wonderful father. And he has put together. He's a creator of films, and he has put together a short piece that we would like to share with you at this time.
In 2016, my biological father, which I have never met before, found me on Facebook and called me. I am thankful. A few months later, my stepson and I flew to Florida to meet him for the first time. On that same trip, I got to meet my grandfather. It was my first time ever being in the presence of a grandparent. I am thankful. My grandfather died 6 days later. 1 year later, my daughter was born, and I became a biological father for the first time at the age of 40. We flew back to Florida to show my father his granddaughter. My daughter became the first one in our family to have met both her grandparents on both her mom and her dad's side. We also got to meet our beautiful extended family for the first time.
This is my family right here.
I am thankful for my fatherhood journey and for everyone sharing this experience with me. One could say it started a bit late. I say the timing was perfect. To the father, the stepfather, the father-in-law, and the father figure, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Johwell St-Cilien. I am the event production coordinator here at OMCA, here to talk about my experience as a black father. Being a black father in America can be beautiful things, and it also can be very worrisome. I have a 12-year-old son, very healthy, Minecraft fanatic, 4.0 GPA, very respectful, everything a father could ask for. He is also very tall for his age, to which in the society he is encountered with a law enforcement who has no training in relationship with a large black man or a child can be seen as threatening and could lead to a tragic outcome. I also have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter, also very smart and sweet, and with a beautiful dark complexion skin. My experience is that Black women are given much less opportunities than white women or any other group. And so I need to constantly balance my conversation with my children between constantly uplifting them, but also warn them about the injustice of this world and let them know that this system is not really set up for them to succeed. In my solution-oriented talk with them, I always tell them that the change will actually come from an economic shift. We as Black folks are neglected because the only thing society is interested in when it comes to us is our culture and our spending power. I always tell them that every dollar they spend is a vote that they are casting. I tell them we could not afford to invest in companies who neglect us. The outcome is tragic for us. I tell them how important it is for us to invest as much as we can in Black-owned businesses and most importantly, to create their own. I also tell my children that life is a never-ending learning process and that they need to, for as long as they live, they need to be comfortable switching between taking the student seat as well as the teacher seat, always respectfully. I really am trying to lead this practice by example. You know, I let them teach me just as much as they are learning from me. I tell them that I love them every day. I ask them if they are happy. I try to constantly show them the potential that lives in them as well as in the world. You know, what this world could be, despite all of the things that they see and hear around the world, they are potential, you know. I teach them to fight. I let them teach me how to fight, to not give up. I'm learning from them how to be a child, how to have those uncompromised thoughts and creativity process. To all of the Black fathers out there, I want to wish you a very happy Father's Day. I would like to give thanks to the ancestors. Thank you for fighting so we can have this platform to express ourselves to the world and to march so our children can have a better present and a better future. Love and prosperity to you all. Happy Father's Day.
My brother, Johwell St-Cilien. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you and the way that you bring forth truth. And I am grateful for you and for your family that you are able to be together and that you're able to love each other in the ways that you do. It's a beautiful story, you know, the reconnection between a Black father and son. And there is a long historical truth that Black fathers have been intentionally disconnected from their sons and their daughters and their partners and their families. And there's no way to possibly understate how impactful that is on our lives. And it's evil and it's cruel and it's taking a lot of work for us all to be able to show up with our families in the ways that they need us to. So Johwell, thank you for being a part of that. Thank you to all the Black fathers. Happy Father's Day coming up. Of course, we always give thanks to our mothers. Every day is Mother's Day. As long as we get to put our feet on this earth, on our mother, it's Mother's Day. So much love to all the parents, all the uncles. Let's keep it going, you know, generation to generation. That's how we build, and we're doing good in a lot of ways. So thank you again to Johwell. We have so much to offer, and and we're gonna bring it forth. We're gonna bring it to y'all. So to keep it going on the family tip, a friend of mine named Shane Evans is going to jump on here with a short video that he has created, showcasing some of his works and to tell us some stories, which is also a time-honored tradition in Black and African cultures all over the world. So let's pass it on. Take it away, Shane.
First, I want to say thank you. I think Preston was so kind enough to introduce. Totally appreciate it. Preston, very creative team member of the Oakland Museum. I want to give a special shout out to everybody who is on the Oakland Museum staff. It's a special place. Oakland City, the town, they call it a special place. I was born in Oakland, actually. So everybody who's from Oakland, lives in Oakland, you know what I'm talking about. I'm hiding behind these books because a couple different reasons. One, I really enjoy books. I mean, that's something that hopefully families and children out there can relate to. Also, I happen to be the illustrator on all of these books, these 3 books. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the creative process, since everyone was maybe you're at home, maybe you're out and about now. I don't know. There's all these different ways to find creativity. I thought it might be a good time to talk about creative process, creativity, and maybe just share a little bit about these books specifically. And I think that it might be fun to just take you through how some of the artwork was done, talk about working with words, and colors, and things that inspire me. So I just finished this incredible cup of tea. I like to have some tea before I get started. And then I also like to surround myself with creative things. I have some, reach over here, but I have some like little drawings that were done by a loved one of mine, super creative. Just even that little drawing right there. So, you know, I think that sometimes I hear from young people and adults even that maybe you don't have the time to get creative. I think that there's always going to be time to do something like this. Maybe you're feeling sad. This is an opportunity to maybe express yourself that way. It's fun. You can keep it simple too. You don't have to be complicated. You can have a pencil, a pen. I remember thinking when I was young that mistakes were a problem, you know, so I'd always be erasing. Now I do the best to, sometimes I make it so that I don't stop drawing. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Take your pen, put it on a piece of paper, maybe you take your chalk and you put it on the pavement and you just don't stop moving. There is no such thing as a mistake if you think that way creatively. Then you might come up with something you just didn't expect, or maybe even use your eraser as not so much a thing to correct something that you think is wrong, but to add to something in a creative way. So the thing about children's books and making stories, and if I have some storytellers out there, you can likely relate, is that I'll have an idea, or I'll take an idea, and I have to put visuals to it. That can be a very challenging experience. And then also the beautiful thing about picture books is that sometimes you have words, sometimes you have a lot of words, sometimes you have very few words, and you want to make a picture book, which is, to me, I call it like this, like a comprehensive, that's a big word. It's a comprehensive story that everyone can relate to. If you don't speak the language yet, the visuals will help you understand the language on the page. And let's take this one, for example. I love you more than ... I always like that. They call that ellipses. When it's a continuous thought, there's more to it. A best friend of mine, his name is Tay Diggs. He's the writer. And myself, Shane W. Evans. It's a book about, I think it's a book about love. Sometimes I like to think about books in their most simplest. So if I can get it down to its most simple idea, then from there I can grow. Or this book right here, Black Jack, The Ballad of Jack Johnson, written by Charles R. Smith Jr., an author and photographer that I've known for many years and illustrated by myself, about Jack Johnson. It says on the back here, actually, the first black heavyweight champion of the world. I don't know who knew that. Very unique story. So even with this book right here, I got the words first. I had to find the visuals. Sometimes I find the visuals in my mind. Sometimes I find them in my heart. Sometimes I have to do research. This one right here, this last book, Free at Last, Stories and Songs of Emancipation. I think this is a very important book. And the interesting thing about, there's 3 books in this series actually. The first book is called No More. This was the second book called Free at Last, and there's a last book called Nobody Gonna Turn Me Around. Unique piece about this, unique thing about this book is that it's a continuation. It's something that, we can always learn from it. So I think that the beautiful thing about creating any kind of work is that you can always look back, whether it's the first drawings that you've ever done, like these, or the things that you think are masterpieces today. You can see the connection of how you grow, how you learn, and in a way, how you can teach others. So let me think. Because this is one of my favorite books right here, and it's maybe one of my newer books, I'm just going to open up to a couple pages, which I think is fun, just because it's a little bit random. I'm not going to read a bunch because, I think that one thing also I wanted to share is that this might be an opportunity for you, children, families, to go to a local library or to a local bookstore, as things start to open up, maybe even really just to go into your own bookshelves and re-explore what it is to, go inside of a book. And I'm going to talk about this page a little bit. I'll read a little bit from it as well. And it says, and when we're not together, I miss you. You're always running around in my mind and chilling in my heart. Now, think about that. Before there were pictures, there were words. And so I had to think about that idea, chilling in my heart. Like, what does that visually look like? I think what's the most important about this book and this project is colors. It's like a big thing for me in shapes, giant shapes and colors. So remember, I said that the theme was love in this project, so making sure that those love themes through colors and through shapes. The shape of a closed eye, a smiling face says a lot about the connection. We flip to another random page. Oh, look at that. It just so happens that I went from the very beginning to the almost end of the book. So we went from a start place to the end place. And I'm just going to read this very simple at this place. I just love you. Think about that one. I just love. And there's those ellipses again. Remember I was telling you about those, continuation of an idea. And I'm not gonna give away the secret. The secret is the next page. That's what's beautiful about a book. You can read a book from front to back or back to front. So I think what's great about this idea is that what we're sharing is really just these 2 pages. I'm going to share these 2 pages in the cover, share a little bit about the process of making this book. And then, you know, you can think about it for a little while. What does love mean to you? What does I love mean to you? What colors would you use? What shapes would you use? Who would you put in that drawing, for example? So I'll tell you a little bit about the process. One, this right here is what I call the end paper. It starts out with really colorful orange, and then it goes into this story quickly. What I like about this book right here, I'm going to go to the back part of it as well. It's an opportunity to talk about, sometimes with books, what I really like is that it tells you a little bit about the process. Sneak peek again, the cover, one of my favorite pieces. Because imagine just being able to put together something that says everything about the inside of a book. That's important. There's this cliche that says don't judge a book by its cover. So although in some ways, let's say not judging, you could say you could look at a book cover and get a good sense of what's on the inside. That might be a good way to look at it instead of judging it. So what I wanted to just share again on behalf of the Oakland Museum and all these incredible projects and books and reading and creativity is that really it's kind of endless. You can take it wherever you want. You can create whatever you want. You can look at the world and twist and turn it on pages. Make something creative today. At home, maybe in your community. Take it to your family, take it to your friends. Got an idea, maybe collaborate. It's a huge idea. Collaboration is really just about bringing yourself and 1 or 3 or 10 or 100 of your people together and making change, making something that you want to see in the world. All right, now, so in closing, stay creative, stay supportive, support your local museums, libraries, and just my thing is dream and live it. Peace and blessings.
One time, please give it up for our friend Shane Evans, just generally for the good work that he is doing in bringing these beautiful illustrations and working with these authors, Black authors, to create books for us to interact with and to to help our children to connect with identity and understanding how to operate and move in this world as it is shaped. It's not easy being a child. It's not easy being a Black child in the United States. And just appreciate all the educators, all the people who are committed to this work. And I wanted to thank you, Shane, especially for bringing in the importance that we create space for our young people to dream. What happens to a dream deferred? Another thing that Shane said in his video that caught me was there's no need for these erasers. You don't have to constantly feel like you need to strive for perfection when the reality is we're already perfect. We've been made this way. And it's just about getting whatever clutter we need to out of the way so that our lights can shine in their fullness. And that's a natural natural transition as we move into this next piece. I actually met this next contributor at the event Friday nights at the Oakland Museum of California, and I met her just as she was getting ready to take her first world travel in the time since. She's been all over the world dancing and really shining her beautiful light on everybody she is in touch with. And I had the privilege of seeing her in Cuba and watching her both learn Cuban dance and sharing hip hop with Cubans who were hungry for it, and really beautiful exchange there. She represents Destiny Arts, founder of Mix Ingredients. She's going to be sharing with us choreography from one of the songs of a really phenomenal collective that I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with, the Alphabet Rockers. What can I say about Miss Samara Atkins?
Thank you, Preston. You always give me such a beautiful and full introduction. I really appreciate you. What's up, y'all? My name is Samara Atkins, and I am a professional dancer and choreographer, Oakland native, born and raised. And I'm really happy to be here to do what I do best and do what I love most, which is movement. And my philosophy is that a community that moves together makes moves together. And right now I'm feeling a lot, obviously, as we all are. And movement is part of the healing and the coping mechanism that I engage in. And I hope that movement does something for you as well, because movement is what we all know how to do innately. And it doesn't matter how you move. It matters why you move. And you move to release a lot of the energy that we're feeling. We all receive information somatically in our bodies, and we've all been receiving a lot. And so as a Black woman, movement is integral in my life and a part of who I am. And so I would love to lead you all through some movement. And I thought that an Alphabet Rocker song would be so appropriate, because that's the crew that I've been rocking with for sure, making all the moves for this music that has been making change. And we've been singing about what's popping in the streets right now. And someday we will stop repeating history, and we will make that change and be that change. And we're doing it right now. So here we go. All you need is some space, and then you're gonna mirror me. So if I'm moving that way, you're gonna move that way. If I'm moving that way, you're gonna move that way. All right? So we start with just a 2-step. We're gonna step 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, try it. 6, 7, 8. We step 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, the arms are gonna go cross, pull it out, snap up, and cross, pull it out, snap up. Yep. Try it. 6, 7, just the arms we go. Cross, pull it in up, and cross, pull it in up. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. From there, you're going to step back and let the shoulders go by themselves, and then take 2 steps back. Yeah. Try that again. All right. So you're going to step back on this leg, step back, let the shoulders go back, and take 2 steps back. Yes. Someday we will learn how to step back and create space. Yup, get it. Those are the words. Part of the reason why I move to these beautiful words is because I'm embodying them. And so I invite us all to do that when we're learning this piece of choreography. All right. So we step back, let the shoulders go, step back and step back. Yup. 5, 6. Try it again. Step back, let the shoulders go back, step back and step back. Yup. From the top. 6, 7, 8. We 2-step, cross out, snap it up, cross out, snap it up, step back and shoulders back, step back and step back. Yeah. Nice. Let's try that one more time, all the way through. 5, 6, 7, 2-step we go. Cross, pull it out, up, and cross, pull it out, up, step back, shoulders back, step back 2 times. Nice. Yeah? Cool. Cool. We will step back and create space. Yep. 5, 6 from the top. Here we go. Someday Someday we will learn how to step back and create space. That's right. From there, this leg slides out 2 times. That's right. Slide it out together, slide it out together. Nice. Try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slide it out, and good. We're going to move them out the way and slide this way, and then we're going to slide the other way. Nice. It's like you're making space for yourself. Okay, create that space. Nice. So we slide this leg out 2 times. Slide it out, and slide. Yeah, there we go from the top. 5, 6, 7, 8. We go. Cross out, up, and cross out, snap up, and take it back. Shoulders back, 2-step back, and back. Slide it out, and whoo. Nice. I love it. Let's try that much with music. The song is called Someday, off of the Alphabet Rocker Grammy-nominated album, The Love. Hey, you got it. That's right. Someday. Here we go. 2-step, go. Someday, snap. We will learn how to step back and create space. Watch the cycle, it may change. One day I can be, you can be changed. I love it. Let's try that one more time. Here we go from the top. Nice. All right. So I know you got it. Let's continue so we can finish the chorus real quick. Okay. So we slid our leg out 2 times. Then we slide. Step back on this leg. We can be changed. Yep. Tell the person in front of you, you can be changed. 2 times. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step back. Be changed. That's right. Be the change you want to see. Be changed. Step here. So your feet are side by side, but spread out, and then you're going to crisscross however you want. Cross out, snap. Okay? Criss-cross, snap. Yeah, and then put it back down. Nice. So let's try to put the whole chorus together, okay? Here we go. 2-step. 5, 6, 7, 8. We go. Cross out, snap up. Cross out, snap up. Step back, shoulders back. 2-step back, and nice. You remember that? That's what's up. Okay, from here, slide it out 2 times, then slide. Step back, be, change, step, and crisscross, snap from the top. 6, 7, 8, we go. Cross out, snap up, bring it back, shoulders back, and back, slide it out 2 times. Then we slide, step back, be, change, then crisscross, snap, and nice, y'all. Just go ahead and give your body some love right now for all the movement that it's doing, okay? Because it keeps us moving every day. All right, from there, you're going to step 1, 2, okay? Step, boom, 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 boom. We're going to do that 4 times, but we're going to add some different arms in there. The first arms are going to be fist, step, and then you look. So bring your arm up, bring this arm up right by your head, okay? You go step, bring it up by your head. Repeat, step, bring it up by your head. Yes. And then you're going to look back. Nice. It'll make sense once you hear the words. And then you'll have all the movement to embody these words, okay? Cool. So let's take it back to the chorus, and we did our crisscross, snap, and walk. 2, yep, 3, 4, again, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Let's try it again. From the crisscross, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we got crisscross, snap, and 2, 3, 4. Yep, fist, and look to the present. Look back, and nice. After you look back, you're going to roll it. Roll it, roll it 2 times on this side, then 1 time, point at yourself. Yep, let's try that again. Okay, when we're rolling it, I'm lifting my knee, and the knee is going to go down, down, down 2 times, and down, down, okay? And then no legs there. You're just going to point at yourself, okay? So the arms roll, 5, 6, 7, 8. They roll, 1, 2, double, 3, 4. Roll it, 5, 6, and 7, 8. Yeah, try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. We go. Oh, 2, double, 3, 4. Get it. 5, 6.7, 8. Yeah, nice. All right, let's take it all the way back so far. Okay, and then we're almost done. So from the very top of the dance, okay, 2-step and cross, pull it in, out. 5, 6, 7, 8. We go. Cross, pull it in, up, and cross, pull it in, up. Step back, shoulders back, and step back, leg out 2 times. Then slide and slide, step back, B, change, step, and crisscross, hop, and walk. 2, look, 3, 4, walk, 5, 6, look, 7, 8, look back, and roll it, and double, yep, roll it, point at yourself. Yeah, all right, y'all, let's try that with music. You got it, someday. Here we go. Follow along as best as you can. The most important part is to feel yourself, though. 6, 7, 8. Someday, we will learn how to step back and create space for society. Lay out. One day, I can be, you can be changed. Crisscross. March.
Hey, I'm looking to the future while trying to be present. But if I take a real look back in generations, over and over, we witness history repeat. How to break the cycle, I know that it starts with me. I need the real truth, all the pieces of the puzzle. Please don't.
That's what's up. Let's try it one more time. Y'all got it? Hey. That's right. Someday. 5, 6, 7, 2, step. Someday. Step back. Step back and create space for society. Out. Change. Out. One day I can be, change. Crisscross. March.
Hey, I'm looking to the future while trying to be present. But if I take a real look back in generations, over and over, we witness history repeat. How to break the cycle, I know that it starts with me. I need the real truth, all the pieces of the puzzle.
Nice. All right, let's keep it cracking. We got a little bit more to learn. So we're going to step out. I need the real truth. Okay? So you're stepping out and you're going 1 and slide 2. Other side. 3 and slide 4. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step out. Pull it and slide. Yep. Pull it and slide. Next move. This leg that's still sliding, you're going to go tap in front of you 2 times. Switch sides. Tap in front of you 2 times. Yep. From here. 5, 6, 7. You got it. Go. Huh. And pull. Yep. Huh. And pull. This leg tap 2 times. Switch sides. Tap 2 times. And nice. The last couple of moves, we're going to go step, huh. Okay, so you're going to pretend to step, but don't actually put your foot on the ground. Step, jump, and step, jump. Yeah. Try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. This leg. Step, huh, and step, huh. From the top of this. 6, 7, 8. Step out. Pull it and slide. Yep. Pull it and slide. Tap 2 times in the front. Tap 2 times in the front. And go ha, jump, and ha, jump. Yeah. Nice. And then you're going to fill it out. All right. So let's hit that one more time. That new part, we got it. Hey, hey. Someday. Here we go from the top. 6, 7, 2-step crunch. Someday. Step back. Create space. Watch the sign. Let go. Change. One day I can be. Change. Hey, I'm looking to the future while trying to be present. But if I take a real look back in generations, over and over, we witness history repeat. How to break the cycle, I know that it starts with me. I need the real truth, all the pieces of the puzzle. Please don't hide the pieces that give you trouble. I'm dreaming and asking because I know knowledge is power. And what I do is for the love and peace for all of ours. Someday we will learn that step back and create space. Once the cycle may change, and one day I can be, you can be changed. Crisscross and repeat and talk about sun. You got it. Step back and create space. Yep. You can be changed. Then we march.
There are days, this is one of them, when you wonder what your role is in this country and what your future is in it. By our rights, we should be angry. The elders say anger won't stay.
Really appreciate you having me move with you all and leading you through movement for this Juneteenth memorial. And much love from my heart to yours. I'm Samara. Keep moving, y'all.
For all my people who have danced, have the privilege in their life to dance with Samara, take a class from her, get a hug from her, have her brilliant light shine upon you. Can you please show some love for my dear friend Samara Atkins? Every time, without fail, the energy, the joy, the encouragement to get in and get your life comes from Samara Atkins, and she's a powerhouse whose energy does not stop. So Samara, I love you. Thank you for all that you do. Mixed Ingredients, Destiny Arts fam, Alphabet Rockers, thank you all so much for your contributions to this world. I'm blown away every time. And you know, we have to be in our bodies. We have to move. We have to express ourselves in all the ways that we're able to. So the dance class at our event is a huge part of what we do, and grateful for all of the amazing dancers who shine their lights on us. And we're gonna jump into this next piece, which to me is really representative of one of the really beautiful parts of the Friday Nights at OMCA event, which is that it's a space that hopefully creates safety for us to all, you know, show up and have really meaningful conversations and make connections. And you know, it's beautiful to see as I've lived my whole life in the Bay Area, the Venn diagram of it. And it's a tiny, tiny place. People say it's a small world, which it is. And Oakland is a small place too. And it's really neat to see the ways that we are interconnected. So I'm going to introduce a friend of mine, someone who I have known for many years, even if we haven't had a whole lot of very close interactions. But I know our next guest, and I'll ask Brother Johwell to introduce to the screen Fresh Lev White. I know you from our collective, you know, spiritual spaces, see you around the museum. And Fresh, you have been at work for years, so welcome. And I just wanted to open up some space for you to please share with people, you know, from your own voice and heart, who you are and what you're about.
Thank you, Preston. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here in your presence, in the presence of everyone. And wow, this community, thank you for the work that you've done. So, my name is Lev. I'm a mindfulness instructor. I'm also a diversity trainer, and I teach Buddhism as well, which can be separate from mindfulness. I'm someone who grew up in a very diverse community of people and experiences, and realize all the time that experience sort of grew me into who I am today. So yeah, I'm also trans and trans male and multi-spirited being. Yeah. And I should say also, I just want to say, my home is the East Bay Meditation Center, which is right by the museum, and just want to call them out as a beautiful space for healing in all ways.
Thank you, Lev, for bringing EBMC into this conversation. This has also been a very important place in my journey, and it's a real sanctuary. So, shouts out to, I could go on and on for all the teachers and everybody who contributes to that space. And I encourage everybody to, to sit in this time. And if you have a meditation practice, really invest in it. And if you don't yet, now is a beautiful time to begin. Lev, I wanted to ask you for your perspective on what we have been seeing in Oakland, specifically in the East Bay and the Bay Area over these last few weeks since the release specifically since the release of the video of George Floyd's murder.
Yeah, thanks. I on my walk today around the lake, I was it came to mind for me how no matter where you are in this experience and no matter what you're doing in this experience, like, just know that you're ready, and ready for you still might need that you need to take a nap, and ready for you might be that you're out on the front of the line, leading the protests, leading the the struggles and the work against police funding. And um, what I've been seeing is just the strength and beauty of people in this diverse community of Oakland, and especially with our white partners, many of them learning how to move back and follow and listen to Black and POC folks, which is the only way that we're going to actually make change happen. It's because we know what we need, right? Nobody can tell us what we need. Yeah, I'd like to, yeah, that's some of what what I'm seeing is I'm seeing all this beauty and interconnectedness. I'm seeing people work and stretch to communicate. I'm encouraging people to be patient and kind to themselves wherever you are right now, just knowing that that's where you are, whatever you're waking up to. Please don't be judgmental. Please be kind to yourself, because we need you to be sustainable. That's how you learn. You open, you weren't supposed to know. Even people of color are waking up to stuff that they just weren't supposed to know. It's really intended for us to be blinded. So really practicing kindness and self-compassion as you grow and open. Yeah. And I'm trying to keep my eye out for people who are already on burnout. And what I've been sharing with some friends is that this is just the beginning. We have our frontline people. Let's see how COVID impacts. I mean, we've got a few days left to see how COVID's going to impact. Others of us have been getting ready to step forward. So if we can just be kind and not judge people for where they're at and what they're doing, not allow yourself to be judged. I don't know. That's what's coming up for me. That's what's coming up for me. One more thing I want to say is I talked to some Black developers in Chicago this morning, and we were really encouraging to be able to take time out and check in with yourself and see what you're feeling and allow that. I know that for many people of color, we've been told to shut it down. We've been trained to shut it down. Walking into professional settings, the standards are set at the level of white male particular, and that's for everybody. But we don't have to shut it all down now. As a matter of fact, if you can be with your body, with your heart, with what's coming up, it will actually make you stronger and clearer in deciding who you want to be at this time. Not just what you want to do, who do you want to be?
So beautiful. It's so beautiful, love. Thank you. You know, it brings up a lot of feeling and thought in me. Thank you for centering the kindness and compassion, specifically the you know, learning the skills to direct it to ourselves, because we don't even realize how harsh we are, and we'll say things and think things about ourselves that we would never allow ourselves to treat someone else in that way.
That's right.
You know, and there is beauty in the struggle, and that is literally illustrated very clearly on the walls. If you walk down Broadway right now, it's amazing, overwhelming to see all of these expressions. And one other piece that I really wanted to introduce into this conversation, it is one that I know personally, and that is one as a man who has dealt with mental health issues and mental illness since I was a small boy. And part of my experience, which I think a lot of folks can relate to, is that we feel like something is wrong with us. And it takes that self-compassion and taking a step back and looking at the conditions that we have been made to live in, to understand that my understanding is that what I've experienced in the shape of what you might call depression, that's natural because I'm a sensitive being who, you know, gives attention to what's going on around me. And it's really, really, really bad. A lot of really bad stuff we've been exposed to. So on my walk through those murals the other day and seeing the mental health piece being advocated for, I just can't, I can't speak loudly enough about that, you know, we're all working through it. And in order for any of us to be whole, we all have to be whole.
Yes. Wow. I appreciate your sharing and your vulnerability around that, because it's so important. So many people are ashamed or hiding or trying to shut down anything that's coming up for them around their mental and emotional health. I remember being a kid, 14, 15, and going into Washington Square Park. I grew up in New York, and seeing homeless people for the first time. And I literally said at that time, we must all be crazy to allow this. So just bringing up that even if you don't have depression, or even if you didn't grow up, right? That's like, you know, that's trauma, right? When we have to grow up seeing things that's heartbreaking, right? And then people normalizing it. Even if you can't relate to that, just know that we are all living in trauma, and that if you're Black, if you're Indigenous, if you're Latinx, if you're any person of color, actually on different levels, every time you have to pretend that something doesn't hurt, every time you have to play normal, every time you have to let things slide, you're actually just breaking little pieces of your heart, and it messes with your mind. There's no way around it. So encouraging people who haven't paused yet, because it's right before you started talking, I was thinking about, you know, talking just a little bit about trauma, and just noticing what's different about you now from George, certainly, but even from COVID. What's different about you now? Are you eating regularly? Are you sleeping? Are you oversleeping, overeating? Like, noticing what's different for you. Are you depressed? because there's no way we're going to get through this if we don't slow down, feel what's happening, get some support around it, process it, and then like I said before, act and decide from there what we're going to do, who we're going to be. But thank you. The mental health piece is there for many of us. We're just not supposed to see it. Right? We actually, in that game, we're so many of us are like, you gotta, vote for these people that keep causing us harm. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. That's part of our trauma response. It's part of our trauma response. Yeah.
We may be neurodivergent, but we're not crazy. At least not according to
We're not. We're not. My 14-year-old mind, that's what I, that's what I knew, right? So, oh yeah, no. Neurodivergent is a term that I didn't have as a 14-year-old, back then. But yes.
Lev, I look forward to building upon our conversations of the last few days. Our time is short on this particular program. So I just want to thank you so much for all the work that you've been doing in your life and for coming to share with us today.
Thank you for all the work you did to help you be who you are today. And thanks for everybody for visiting, and please support the museum. And as I think it was Mr. Evans was saying, please support the libraries. Thank you.
Thanks, Fresh. Fresh Love, White, everyone. Thank you. Thank you all for your impacts in the world. Every day is an opportunity to touch someone in a remarkable way, and you just never quite know when that moment will arise that you can really shift and help. So we're going to do it together. That's the only way we've gotten this far, and that's the only way I can see that we're going to be able to move forward. And as we move into this next piece, I'm going to just say the same thing I say every Friday night. Please, please, friends, whatever we do as we, move through the streets and move through the Bay Area, please let us not take it for granted that we are the ones who get to be here in this time. This is an amazing part of the world that we've landed, and that shows up in the nature and in the culture, and the artists of this area for many generations have been some of the best in the world, and it's breathtaking. So without further ado, I'm going to ask that we introduce our next guest, and someone who we all are familiar with. Everybody say hello to Kev Choice, please.
What's good? How y'all doing? How you doing, bro?
Brother Kev, good to see you today. How you doing?
Feeling blessed amongst the life we live in, in space. To a beautiful sunny Oakland, late afternoon. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. Thank you for the life of work that you have contributed to this point. And just as an introduction, if you don't know Kev, this is a man of the people, Bay Area person through and through, representative of positivity and love, and an incredible musician and creator. So Kev, could you just tell the folks briefly about what you've been up to since things closed up about 3 months ago?
Wow, it's been a journey. Every day is a whole nother universe, a whole nother experience. Back when everything kind of this shelter in space, this this social distancing, I kind of was in the midst of working on projects, a big album release about to come out, and that kind of all just got halted. And it kind of put me in a zone, just feeling just unsure of my future as an artist, not knowing, when the next show was going to be, all of that stuff, and being confined to the space of a living room or a home when I'm always out in the public, from teaching, connecting. My response was just to start creating and trying to figure out how to express myself and figuring out a way to connect with people, whether that was online doing Facebook, or IG Live every night playing different songs, different themes. And then kind of just got really deep into creating this album called Social Distancing that along with the help of, artists from the Bay Area to Los Angeles, just from collaboration, feeding off of songs that I was creating, sending them to different people in our socially confined spaces. We created this work in a matter of 3 weeks, and I released it, Social Distancing. Got a lot of love, and even filmed the videos and stuff like that, and just kind of documented what I was feeling as an artist, as a man, as a community member with this whole COVID-19 and how it was affecting our people, our country, and that isolation, and just trying to find to stay creative and express, and also provide some positivity and some healing for people as we all process that. And and even that seems like a long time ago. Going from the creating social distance to staying heavily involved in recording academy stuff. The SF chapter, becoming the vice president of that, being involved in Cultural Affairs Commission, in the city of Oakland, being involved with remote learning from School of the Arts. Being a father of the number one basketball player, high school female basketball player in the Bay Area. Just all of those things, man. Just trying to take it all in, trying to figure out a way to contribute, stay positive, and provide healing spaces for community. Even just like something recently with being involved in protests, being out on the streets, just feeling that, supporting those, organizing and raising their voices around this movement of justice for George Floyd and justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for the countless brothers and sisters who've lost their lives, even just during this era of this pandemic, all the way back to those who've lost their lives previously, and how that's resurrected a lot of our past trauma with that. And so getting involved in that movement as well, and even to the point where we created a musical event, Black Music Matters, just last week, just to kind of bring people together in a space to heal, to hear songs, because we haven't had any live shows in public, in the last 3 months. Musicians haven't made together, and me and my collaborators, Ryan Nicole, Jennifer Johns, we put together a way that we can do it safely, social distance, out in the public, to where it was, thinking about our safety, thinking about our well-being, and we put together a great concert of just some of the dopest raw talent in the Bay Area. So that was beautiful to witness, and just always trying to think of ways to contribute and to stay positive, to keep in this time, because it can't slow down who we are as humans, our purpose, and just trying to stay attentive and staying in that purpose no matter what's going on.
You're doing it, Kev. Day by day. And if there were a few words that I could use to describe what I see coming from you, is most definitely involved, 100% supportive. And, that Social Distancing album is a beautiful piece of work. Thank you again for sharing that with us. And I already mentioned on this video, the event on Sunday, that was such a balm. That was such a healing balm for a lot of us to be able to, obviously we got to be cool and keep our distance for now, even though we're naturally inclined to run up and give each other hugs. But just to have that little sense of people talk about this new normal. But we are going to be able to return to a time where we can come together and get down like we get down in Oakland. So, thank you for all the efforts you made to put that thing together for us to connect with.
No, definitely. Thanks for coming out. And I think it's up to us to dictate what that new normal is. Because on a lot of levels, a lot of our situation has been created by a lack of clarity, a lack of direction from our government on a lot of levels, especially the national level, that has added to the fear, to the anxiety, to the uncertainty of how to move, even in public, to where people are, you know, feeling that they have to be confined to their space, not even free and get, you know, vitamin D or just to breathe outside. You know, it's what is, you know, I want to make sure we're moving forward, educating ourselves about the virus, how to protect ourselves, how to, you know, socially distance in public, because it's getting to that space already, and people are going to do it on their own movements. And I felt it was important, or especially I was involved, felt it was important as us for community leaders to kind of lead that conversation. Because if we was just like, okay, we're just gonna have a concert, everybody come out, do what you want to do, which we're seeing some of that happen. Like there are people who are just starting to create spaces outside where there's no guidelines. But even if we do come with some guidelines to protect our communities, knowing that, you know, communities of color are being affected the most by COVID, and knowing that wearing a mask decreases the percentages of catching it, knowing that, you know, using the hand sanitizer, just being educated on how to protect ourselves without feeling like we got to lock up in our homes for the rest of our lives. So just that's what I'm trying to be involved in, a conversation of how to be safe, how to still find ways to connect, and just be educated on everything that's going on and not live in fear every day.
Mm-hmm. The fear has been installed and instilled for generations, and that's powerless. Fear is a hell of a drug. So, you know, definitely going to be intentional in how we move this thing forward. And as far as the new normal is concerned, yes, we're making adjustments, and yes, this is a turning point, and things will be different. But one thing that won't change is who we are. And if you know yourself, then that's the most important piece, you know. And we're brilliant and we're beautiful. And I see you all, everybody who's watching this right now. I see you, and Kev, you have some gifts to share with us. So I would love to just pass it over to you to take the full screen and share with us some of this beautiful creation.
Dope. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think I want to just kind of start with the first song that kind of I created in the process of the album Social Distancing. And it also speaks to some of that fear that we've been feeling, some of that fear and how to deal with that, and even how I was dealing with it as an artist and as a person. The song is called No Worries. No worries, love, 'cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. I pray to God we protected from whatever come. But no worries, love, 'cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. I pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries, love, no worries, love. I told my queens don't fret, don't worry about no threats, not no virus, isolation. We just closer to the kingdom, Lord. Prepare me for this test, compare me to the best. Lord's prayer before I rest. Saw vision while I slept. Was an angel reaching out a hand saying, following these steps. Know the heavens waiting for you on the other side of death. What is death? But a concept for humans to express. Like an understanding of the process when spirit leave the flesh. Eternal rest, no fear. Guided by the ancestors, blessed by the elders we protect. Every hand we disinfect. Please give me 6 steps. That's a matter of respect. Diseases planned by a man-made architect. When the government write them checks, add reparations while the ink wet to descendants of Africans, Native Americans, Aztecs. They infected us with smallpox, malaria, yellow fever, influenza, syphilis, and we gon' get through this. But no worries, no worries, love, cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. Pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries, love, cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. Pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries, love, no worries. And don't you worry about a thing, don't you worry about a thing, I've been saying that I needed some more time at home. Careful what you wish for, the universe is blissful. So many things I missed though, so much I took for granted. Things I couldn't see now seem clear as crystals. Maybe this beneficial, we gon' get through, stay productive and prayerful. For understanding, don't watch the news, it causes panic. My spiritual practice says, all is good, all is God. How we think controls it all, even pray for 45. Nah, fuck that dude, my soul is lost. Up to him we all could die. They dropped the ball, we needed medical supplies some weeks ago. Tests like they did in South Korea, where this virus been suppressed to success. Seems our leaders are a mess. Some of us are being Rudy Gobert careless, still hanging out that selfish. You know what's next, martial law, civil unrest. I'm too stressed, been hella days in the house, ain't left. Starting to get restless, need to connect, feel your caress. I risk death just to be in your presence, but no worries, love, cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. I pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries, love, cause we got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. I pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries, love, no worries, love. Don't you worry about a thing, don't you worry about a thing. We got it by the angels from high up above. Now we can be as close as we never was. Pray to God we protected from whatever come. But no worries, love. We got it by the angels from high up above. And now we can be as close as we never was. I pray to God we protected from whatever come. No worries. Don't you worry about a thing, Don't you worry about a thing, about a thing, about a thing. Just keep it vibing, I'm gonna keep it vibing. That's no worries. Song was called Silver Lining. It's about, you know what I'm saying, just what that sound like. We gotta always keep looking for the silver lining. No matter what we going through, individually, collectively, just looking for that silver lining. One day this all gonna be behind us. I just wanna get back to normal, bending corners like I used to do. After work, hit uptown and have a sip or two. Tip the bartender a few, I know they need it now. Mostly been alone, or probably cause I was a sheltered child. Can't imagine mama telling me I couldn't leave the house. Every time she fell asleep, I probably would be sneaking out. Gotta sit them in front of computers just to teach them now. What if they ain't got access, we just gonna lead them out? We gon' have to go another route. 2020 still gon' be the year we do all the things we dreamed about. Put this music out, They push back my album release. Lock me down, I drop a project a week, I never cease, Plus I keep my ear to the streets. People looking at this Rona like a mark of the beast. I've been staying in the kitchen trying to cook up a feast. Even calling people normally, we hardly would speak, I guess it's God's way of telling us to take it slow. The Bay was the first in the country they told to stay at home. In place, all I need is food, music, shelter, and a wifey that'll get sick with me like Idris Elba's. Missing both my seeds, although they're in good places. Thanking both their mothers for stable situations. My son, mama, doctor, she said sit still, be patient. People don't know they contagious, that's why this shit dangerous. So every breath I'm taking, I'm thanking Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, whoever you put faith in. Keep praying, meditating, praises to the highest, and remember behind every gray cloud a silver lining. Come on, keep praying, meditating, praises to the highest. Remember behind every gray cloud a silver lining, y'all. Looking for the silver lining. One day this all gonna be behind us. Keep looking for that silver lining. One day this all gonna be behind us. Keep looking for that silver lining. That silver lining. One day this all gonna be behind us. Keep looking for that silver lining and stay shining. Keep looking for that silver lining. One day it's all gonna be behind us. Yeah. Looking for that silver lining. Yeah. We shall overcome everything we going through. Gotta believe, Do you believe? Do you believe in love? Take it back a little bit to my album, Love and Revolution. That's what we need more than ever. Shout out to all those on the front lines, day to day, raising their voices, speaking out for justice, for love. Because I know one day we gon' make it. I know one day we gon' have just what we're fighting for, just what we've been fighting for. They can't take this love from us. They can't take this love from us. It's deeper than they know. Just as deeper than they know. Hey, and my soul has no limitations. My life is priceless. And my faith is endless, yeah. And I believe in truth. As long as justice escapes us, we fight for the struggle, And we keep holding on. And we keep pushing on. Now let me tell you now, I know one day we gon' make it. I know one day we gon' have just what we're fighting for, just what we've been fighting for. They can't take this love from us. They can't take real love from us. It's deeper than they know. Yes, it's deeper than they know. They got me falling now. Can't take this love from us. They can't take real love from us. It's deeper than they know. Yes, it's deeper than they know. Hey, I sacrificed for this purpose when no one understood. I was born for this purpose, yeah. And you gave my life meaning even when I had nothing. You made me feel worthy, yeah. You stood right beside me like strength and righteousness, the consciousness that guides me. We keep holding on. We keep pushing on. You forgave all my faults, all possibilities, and all of my failures. Ever so patient, knew my potential was worth every moment. And you believed in me when they doubted, gave me relentless strength to exceed all the expectations. Yo, we keep holding on, we keep pushing on. And let me tell you now, I know one day we gon' make it. I know one day we gon' have just what we're fighting for, just what we've been fighting for. They can't take this love from us. They can't take real love from us. It's deeper than they know. Yes, it's deeper than they know. They got me falling now. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. Love and Revolution. Appreciate y'all for listening.
Kev Choice coming live from his home studio, wherever that met you in your life, please get up on your feet. I'm sure most of you already are. Make some noise for Kev Choice. Can I say? What can I say other than to express once again the deep gratitude that I have for Kev and for anyone like him who allows these spirits and these voices and the ancestors and the truth to come through us. This is what we're here for. We're portals, and we have a short amount of time, which is not ever, clear how much time that is going to be to do the work that we're here to do. So let's, it's time, folks. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get to work. We got what it takes. We got everything we need because we got each other. Please do check out that social distancing album. I want to encourage folks to please, all of the artists that we have here today, check them out. I wonder, could we get Kev? Could we get Kev back on the screen? Are you still with us, Kev? Brother. I think you might be muted, but I just wanted to thank you. I just wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you, man, and I wanted to open up a little bit of space for you to share with the people. Would you, in this time we're naming the people. This is part of what's needed, and so I wonder if you would be willing and would want to share with everyone who's watching a few names of the people who supported you in your development as an artist.
Wow. You mean just as, man, goes all the way back to, of course, the family, my mom's and, the fam. But my first piano teacher at Westlake Junior High School, Miss Phillips, who pretty much showed me the very basics, but in a very thorough way to where my foundation was solid from the very beginning. Miss Phillips at Westlake, and then on to people at Young Musicians Program in Oakland, well, at UC Berkeley at the time. And, where my teacher, Michael Orland, and, Janice Maxie Reed, and on to mentors in college, and then on back home to people like Khalil Shaheed, rest in power and peace. And, watching brothers like Ed Kelly, or, listening to brothers like Paul Smith, drummer, mentor. Just countless, people in the community who've helped guide me as a musician, even teachers some of my English teachers early on, Mr. Kumesu or Miss Staples, who really got me into a reading, appreciation of reading and literature, and even also just African American literature and poetry and things like that at an early age. Being at the, they had that big movie recently about the MLK Oratorical Fest. I was actually a kid in that when I was a kid, like, 8th grade. We went and competed at the now defunct Henry J. Kaiser. But, we used to perform in there and do shows. So, just a lot of the mentors in the musical, community here in Oakland. And, just countless. But thank you for letting me acknowledge them for sure.
This music clearly is there's no separation with you and your music. And I know that it has afforded you many opportunities. You've been able to go around the world. And, just thinking back to the show that you and your loved ones gave back at the big 50th birthday party for the Oakland Museum of California, it was so clear to see anybody who was there that you were just up on stage with your brothers and your sisters and your loved ones. And thank you again for that performance. I wanted to ask. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, no, that was probably one of the most memorable performances of my life. Just, being a 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party, all the original members who were here, seeing them, the original Black Panther band, the Lumpin' was there. It was a powerful night. That whole weekend was powerful, but that night, like that culmination night, I felt such a honor and a duty to perform at a certain and a certain presence for that specific engagement I'll never forget. So, and yeah, right there at the museum. So that was just so dope. It was like the perfect setting, the perfect night. It was just a beautiful, beautiful occasion for sure.
I wanted to ask you, you know, as I know you're just one man, but as a consistent, you know, representer and, you know, an influential artist in the Bay Area, what can we do? What can we do as the Oakland Museum of California? What can the people watching this right now do to support the artistic community who I know, especially if you're a working artist, you know, I know gigs, you're trying to figure out what needs to be done.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, 'cause I've been having a lot of conversations with some of my artist friends about how to support us. And you know, we put out a lot of music sometimes that goes under the radar because we don't have the promotional support or the budgetary support of, you know, bigger labels. But you know, just any artist that you like, you know, search them, go to their, you know, Spotify pages or their YouTube channels, watch those videos, you know, buy their music, purchase it. A lot of the stuff that's going on right now, we've been speaking on it for years and years in our music. Like I said, that last song I did, Feel the Love, was the album Love and Revolution, which was inspired by the Ferguson movement of protests around, you know, the killings of Mike Brown, and how that sparked a movement here in Oakland where we were protesting for days and days and days. And I was out involved in that. And it's kind of a similar energy right now. Just, yeah, go out, you know, find ways to listen to the music online, support, buy the music online, you know, follow us on our socials, you know, if you're into social media like that, even just having followers, people that we can connect with, you know, when we share shows, when we share music, when we share videos, when we share information, like, you know, just engage with us until we can engage again in person. You know, that really will help us. And yeah, because we're putting out a lot of information, we're putting out a lot of music, we're always thinking of how to inspire people. So the more we get support of that, and a lot of times the only difference between us and those major artists is the funding behind it, the machine behind it that gets them that notoriety to where they drop an album, it's blasted all around the world infinitely. So we need you guys to be our push, our publicists, and that grassroots support. And it helps us get our message out to a wider spread audience. So just don't be afraid to support, engage, follow, tell family, friends. And yeah, when we come back out again in the world, you know, come to those shows, you know, and come support us.
Yeah, thanks. Kev Choice. People out, you know, out here connecting to this where they will. Please give your love to Kev Choice at this point in time. For me, give me a direct line. I need this good stuff to come direct, you know. So please connect with our artists, because traditionally, you know, culturally, that's how it works. Is they support us in their lives. And they give us the inspiration and the guidance so that we can do the work that we need to do.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you for this platform and this opportunity. It's good to engage this way, and I appreciate it.
Good, thanks, Kev. Check out that Black London Collective.
Black London, yeah, that's coming. That project is coming soon. I got a project out now too with DJ Fresh, the lush and luxurious vibe. So it's just a lot of great music that I'm fortunate to be a part of, engage in. So yeah, just follow me online, follow the website, Kev Choice Music. You know, I like to engage with the people on all platforms. So just reach out.
Ooh. And as we let you go, shouts out to all the OSA fam. Kev, very clearly that we got some talent in the pipelines. There's talent in the streets of Oakland. Keep an eye out for these youngsters coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely. OSA has, you know, just an incredible amount of talent all through Oakland. I mean, it's a blessing. But OSA definitely, they're able to develop and, you know, be around educators who support them fully, and being able to dedicate so much of their school day to enhancing their art. You know, it's just a great feeling to be around that great energy.
Yep. All right, Kev, we're gonna let you get back to work. You know, you got things to do. Yes. I'll be honest, I'm a little overwhelmed by it all. This has been beautiful, and I want to just do a few acknowledgments to all the participants: Kev Choice, Fresh Love White, Samara Atkins, Shane Evans, Amir Abdul-Shakur with the imagery from these protests, and of course, the beloved DJ Nina Soul, shining that sunshine, shining that light on us as she always does. Please connect with the artists, support them in any way that you can, because they definitely support our lives. I also just want to give a big shout to all of my colleagues at the Oakland Museum of California. They are amazing people working to bring you all everything that we are able to, in the exhibits, in the education department, all of the preparators, all of my people in the galleries, the gallery guides, and the frontline staff, everybody. We're all trying to do our best to accomplish the lofty ambition of this museum to be the museum of the people. And it's gotten me to think about what the purpose of a museum is and why we're here and why we're supported by public funds. And we serve you. That's how this works. We're here to serve you and to be a reflection of you and to put inside of our halls the kinds of works that can be inspiring to you and can help to, provoke thought and conversation and educate in the ways that we all need to be educated. So I'm very humbled to have been able to do this work with the Oakland Museum over the years that I have. And I look forward to connecting with you all, very soon, wherever that might be. Big thanks to the people who worked directly on this project. Johwell St-Cilien, who we saw earlier, Emily Arden Eklund, we got David Cruz, Palmer Morse, Taylor Crenshaw, and I got to give a big shout to the woman who got the job at the Oakland Museum of California and started. Yes, I don't want to forget my friend Monica. All the people on the production team, all of my colleagues in the public engagement department, Marley Rich Jones, Patricia Valdez, Snowy Tone. I was saying I need to give a big shout out to the woman who got the job at the Oakland Museum of California and convinced the leadership that we needed Friday nights at the Oakland Museum of California, and that's Cynthia and Taylor. So thank you, Cynthia, for trusting me to continue in this work that we're doing, and thank you. We do it for y'all. We do it for the community of Oakland, the Bay Area, and the people. So if you have been to our event in the past, then you know how we like to conclude, and we know we have a little piece of business that we gotta do. So everybody's on their feet. Everybody get on up. You know what's coming. If you haven't figured it out yet, drop that, Joel.
Cupid, January 2nd, 2007. Time for a change. New Cupid. King of swing out, baby. January 2nd, 2007. Down, do your dance, do the Cupid change. Down, do your dance, do your dance. We got a brand new day. They say I'm a rapper, and I say no. Come on, say what you doing, trying to do somebody go. I just let the music come from my soul, so all of my people can stay on the floor. They got a brand new dance, you gotta move your muscles. Brand new dance, it's called a Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're young or you're old. Here we go, we gon' show you how it goes. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Down, down, January 2nd, 2007. walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Now you see what I'm talking about. I represent for the dirty South, where we're known for swinging out. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Down, down, do your thing. Hey, down, down, do your thing. Well, let me see you do the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle, the Cupid Shuffle. Down, down, do your thing. Down, down, do your thing. Down, down, do your thing. Down, down, yeah. Here we go. The right, the right, the right, the right, the left, the left, the left, the left, the left. Now kick, now come on, baby, kick. Now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, the right, the right, the left, to the left, to the left, the left, the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick, now walk it by yourself, walk it by yourself. Here we go. Hey, the Cupid Shuffle. Now let me see you do the Cupid Shuffle. Now let me see you do the. It's your boy Cupid, C-U-P, the I, the D. Mr. Fat on the track, got another getting deep. Hey, down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Come on, down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Let me see you do your dance, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. We got a brand of friends. We got a brand of friends. We got a brand of friends. We coming. So get ready for the brand new style. You got another one, Mr. Fat.